What's up?
Tired, man. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I drove 11 and a half hours to Texas on Friday, and then I drove home yesterday. So I'm tired, and I don't want to talk about my subject right now. So
Neither of us actually had time to research our subjects over the weekend. And yeah, so we have a special episode planned for you guys today. It's basically a part 2 of our 21-ish questions episode.
Getting to know you.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't say. Thanks. Bye.
It's in my head now.
Sorry.
Super high energy today. I'm loving it.
Super high.
I'm
We
getting
are.
so much from
Okay,
you
I'm
over
going to
there.
wake up. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm really, really tired. We posted on our Patreon and our Discord and on our Facebooks yesterday, asking our listeners and our patrons and everyone questions, to ask us questions.
Yeah.
And we have a list, and we're going to roll for it.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, I don't know.
How are we going to
because
tackle these questions?
I don't
There's a
know.
lot of really good questions.
There's 33 questions and we don't have a D33. So hang on. Before we dive into the questions, why did you go to Texas?
Okay, last episode we talked about my friend who passed away unexpectedly and his poor little puppy that was left alone. And we have had amazing people donate some funds for travel expenses. And we had one Facebook friend of mine named Celeste. So shout out to Celeste.
Yay.
She met my sister at the airport in Seattle. They went and rescued the pup from the animal shelter, and they drove to my sister's house in Texas. Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, they
did
came
not.
here. Sorry.
That was the plan. The original plan.
Yeah, that was the original plan. But my sister actually spent one day sick, throwing up. So their plan was delayed. So they stopped here instead so that Celeste could get back home for work. And I drove my sister to Texas with the dog. And then I had to drive back because I have to work as well. So,
And we needed to record.
and we needed to record an episode. And it's been a chaotic, emotional week, but it's a lot of good emotions too. We've had a lot of people helping, and it's been nice. It's
Yeah.
been nice to see all the good people stepping up. So little pup will stay in Texas for a couple of days, and then they'll get ready to move her onward to North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I mentioned it. We have to do a vehicle relay because it's too hot for her to fly in a plane.
Yeah. This is something that I didn't know, but makes perfect sense. The dogs that are too big to ride in a carrier up in with the passengers, they always have to be
Cargo.
ride with the cargo. I was going to say checked in as cargo, which I
Yeah,
guess
that works
would
too.
make
Yeah.
sense. But
Yeah.
yeah. But there are certain times of the year that are too hot for
Mhm.
dogs to be with the cargo because it's not temperature controlled.
They don't put the energy of the plane into, warming or heating your luggage.
Yeah.
Or warming or cooling your luggage depending on the weather.
Yeah. Too hot to fly pets with cargo.
So it's a little more complicated, and having some people kind of relay, it's helping. So we're working on that next step.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's why it's been a crazy week. We've been doing all of that on top of, regular life.
Yeah.
And then also managing grief. Like I spent all last weekend kind of getting the first steps set up. And then once all the messages back and forth and everything stopped Sunday night around 7 p.m., I just emotionally crashed hard and just shut down for a while. So anyway, and let's move on. Yay, emotions.
As one does with grief. It's okay.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
So that's why we're not recording our usual episode. I do like the topic that I pulled.
Oh, I'm
And,
so excited for my topic.
I'm really excited for this topic, but I want to make sure it's a lot more in depth than I originally thought,
Mhm.
and I want to make sure that I can fully do the best I have with the time I have.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I actually flip flopped on my topic. I'm excited about it, but there are multiple ways I can approach it. So I may have switched track as of yesterday. So,
Okay.
yeah, we'll see though.
What's your topic?
Well, if you recall from last episode, I had to resist the urge to squeal into the microphone.
Oh,
And that's
I want to know.
that's the only hint that you will get.
Oh. Did you get? Is it?
It's not the one you thought it was.
It's not the one I thought it was. Is it? MK Ultra?
No.
Project Pegasus?
Nope. I would be stressing out if I got those because those are very
in depth. Yeah.
scientific, I guess.
Is it? I'm gonna go look at the topic list and just start reading them off until your eyes twitch.
Nope.
No,
Hey,
it's fine. Let's
okay.
do these questions.
Yeah. So we asked, like we said earlier, I think you mentioned that we asked. I lost my train of thought.
We posted in all the
Yeah.
places, social media, and asked people to ask us questions,
Yeah.
any question, and we got some really, really good ones.
Yeah. We said questions or just random bits of advice.
I think we're going to do
because
bad
that's
advice for our bonus content on
yeah.
Patreon.
Yeah.
So if you want bonus content, go to our Patreon and sign up as a patron. It's patreon.com/JessandHids. You could join the chaotic tier for $3 a month.
Yeah. Or if you want to pay for the full year up front, it's only like $30 because you get a discount.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And you would have access to that bonus content that will be crucial to your well-being. So you should definitely go sign up.
Yeah. You don't want to miss out on this advice. It's
the best advice, life-changing.
Yeah.
Yes. 100%. In some way or other, it will be life-changing. How do you want to, we could roll. We could
I like
tell
the idea
Google to roll.
I like the idea of rolling for it. Yeah. And we can say 1 through 33, right? Pick a number. Yeah. That's a thing that we can do.
Yeah.
While she's Googling, thank you everybody who came through. We posted the call for questions less than 24 hours ago. So thank you so much for everybody who came through and responded with fun, interesting questions. We also wanted to start giving new patron shout outs in our episodes. And let's see. I know for sure that our newest one is Craig. Thank you, Craig, for joining.
Thanks, Craig.
And I know one person who joined before that was Jane.
Jane,
so
and
Jane.
I think Phyllis.
Phyllis.
So shout out to Jane, Craig, and Phyllis, our newest Patreon members.
Yay!
Woo, woo, woo. Bow, 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 bow. Dark One was our and your dad.
Hey,
that's been a while. That's in December. So
yeah, he did that as a Christmas present.
Yeah.
Yay! Oh, and it's telling me we've had no cancellations in the last 30 days, which is
that
great.
always makes me happy too. Thank you for not canceling.
Yeah, thank you for continuing to be patrons.
Yay!
All right. Anyway, are we ready to go? With
yes, I have
roller?
a number. Do you want to know what the number is?
What is the number?
I will tell you. The number is 12, which is a question.
Hilarious.
Which is a question from Mo, and I'm going to ask you. Mo gave us several questions, so this is going to be kind of fun. This is one of the random ones. Did you ever read the Babysitters Club books?
That's so random.
It's so random, but I love it.
I am aware that they exist. I think I may have read a couple at some point in my life, but I have no memory of them. I think one of the babysitters was named Stacy, but they all had white girl names, so I don't know. There was probably a Jessica.
I'm sure.
And like a Monica, Megan. I don't know.
Megan.
I don't. I want to say I have, but I honestly cannot remember. They did not they were not really on my radar. That's not really my vibe. I don't like the Babysitter's Club. Like I was babysitting at the age of 12. So like I didn't want to read about other people babysitting. So
I don't think I ever read. I remember seeing them, and I was probably a little. When did they come out? I might have been too old for them.
Yeah, I think you were probably too old. They were like, actually, I don't know.
The movie was in 1995, so I was too old for the Babysitter's Club. That wouldn't, if they were interesting in any way, that wouldn't have stopped me reading, because I did read some of the Saddle Club books.
Yeah.
But and I also watched there was a Saddle Club TV show that took place in Australia that I watched for a little while just because it was fun. It was little teenage angst and drama.
Saddle Club?
It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a bunch of
no, you have to elaborate, because that's not.
It's a bunch of tween girls at a barn, and they have little horse riding adventures, and then there's barn drama and little tween girl drama. I was way too old for those, but I was into them too.
Well, I mean, young adult is still my jam, and I'm 38, so
yeah, same.
Yeah,
I mean, I would sit down and watch Saddle Club right now. It's fine.
Maybe now I could go back and read a Babysitter's Club book. Actually, no. That still doesn't sound appealing to me. I have so many kids' books. I'm never going to judge somebody for reading under their age.
No,
whatever.
Read what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Read, and that varies. I mean, I change what I read regularly, just like whatever the mood is.
Yeah.
Mood reading.
Yeah.
So that would be a no question mark.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's a no question
yeah.
mark.
Well,
For
yeah.
you, it's a no.
Babysitters, definitely a no.
Yeah.
Our next question is number 19. Number 19 is from Kat M. This is our friend from down under. Hi, Kat. Number 19. If you had a wildlife sanctuary, what would be the first animal you want to get?
Oh, this was a comment on my post.
Yeah, I think this was on your post.
The first thing that came to my mind when I read this, wolves, obviously.
Yes, 100%. I love wolves.
And then, like, being around here, we could also open up to, like, mountain lions, ravens.
All the ravens.
Yeah. Coyotes.
I like coyotes. I know they're like...
Coyotes are cool. They're scavengers.
They're scavengers, and people really hate them, but, you know, they have their purposes.
Yeah, like we live in rancher territory, in range, open range territory.
Range.
So predator animals are sort of frowned on here, but wolves are, like, we do get, what are the endangered ones?
The lobos. The
Mexican
gray wolves. Yeah.
We have those around here.
I saw a small pack on my property when I lived out there.
Yeah.
I wish that I had the presence of mind to get my camera out, but I like the one, I mean, they were in my yard, maybe 50 yards away from my window where I was standing, and there were like 6 or 7 of them in the trees kind of moving around, and the one was just watching me. And I knew if I moved to get my camera, they would go away. And I just was like, you know what? It's okay. I have this in my mind. And yeah, they were just kind of out there. My dogs were all like transfixed at the window. They weren't barking or anything. They were just watching these wolves in my front yard. And then they just kind of trotted off out into the range. And that was just a beautiful little memory moment. I loved it. So.
That's cool.
So yeah, wolves. And I think stepping out of regional, what exotic animal?
Giraffes.
Aw, I love giraffes. Oh, that reminds me, we got to sign up for the draft jam.
Yeah.
I think registration goes up at the end of this month. Remind me to do that. I love giraffes. Sloth.
Oh, sloths.
That would like if I could pet a sloth or hold a sloth, I think my life would be complete.
And then like
lions.
Otters, penguins.
Otters. Oh
like,
my God.
So
all of
many.
them.
Yeah.
All of them.
Just
all
open to all.
I think all of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think wolves would probably be the first Okay. Oh, I forgot I have the roller up.
Uh-huh.
Number 1.
Number 1 is a good one. This is from Louisa. Thank you, Louisa.
Hey, Louisa. Don't know why I did that.
What's
It's
been
fun.
your favorite episode to record so far and why?
My favorite. My favorite. I have to look at the episodes. My favorite episode to record.
That's a hard one.
Yeah.
It's really fun to record the movie episodes because we just sit and talk about how bad the movies are.
Those are
Those
fun.
are really fun.
I'm going to get all meta. My favorite episode to record is the next one.
Wow.
No, that's not the question. So far and why? You know what? This might change in a few months, but I really liked the Nikola Tesla and the Frank Lloyd Wright episode.
Oh, interesting.
Because I like both. I'm interested in both of those people
Uh-huh.
and their kind of history and their contributions. And it didn't occur to me that they lived at the same time.
Yeah.
And that they had probably met. I mean, it's very possible that they met because they were both involved with the World's
maybe.
Fair.
Maybe.
And they were both in building. I don't know. They may not have met, but just the fact that they lived in the same time and they had a lot of.
They lived in the same area, too.
Yeah. So like
yeah.
that, I think that was just a really interesting.
It was a weird bit of synchronicity.
And it was an interesting look at personalities.
Yeah.
And the differences in they were both the geniuses.
Yeah.
And the difference in how they presented themselves to the world and how they lived in the world.
Yeah.
At that genius level was just it's just fascinating. I think that was one of my favorite episodes so far.
Yeah. I really liked episode 1. I loved the research for commonly misused sayings.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved learning that everything was a lie.
Yeah. My life is a lie.
Yeah, that was really fun. And honestly, that we could do another episode of that with phrases that I didn't cover because there were so many. Yeah.
I did episode 1 I did James Addison
Peralta Rivas
Peralta.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Peralta is the fake name.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Assumed name. I did him, which was interesting because like the way we found out about him was through Vincent Price, which we should put Why isn't Vincent Price on our list?
Oh yeah. I don't know.
He's a fascinating man.
know.
Okay, I'm gonna go put him on the list right
Okay.
now. So yeah, and just kind of it being here in Arizona and kind of part of where we live too.
Yeah, that was a fun episode.
That was a fun one.
Kickstart to our series. Episode 2, Aphantasia and Eloise Butler. That episode is still the most popular, the most downloaded. Living my best brain life in a wildflower bog.
Yeah. Which I love that it is because that one I loved reading about, or I loved you teaching me about Eloise.
Eloise was really cool.
She's a very cool woman.
Yeah, in her bog.
In her little bog. Don't step in the bog, but let me tell you all about the bog.
Yeah. Anyway,
I could literally just go through, and I liked this part. I liked that part, but I think
this one was good, and
this
one was good.
Favorite episode. I think I'm going to go as of right now with what was the name of it? In Their Prime at the Same Time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not the name of it, but
that's
it was something like that.
Yeah, it was something like that. Question 15 is from Sarah. Hey, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Shout out to Sarah because she helps us on the side. She's an awesome volunteer friend and is helping us.
A volunteer friend.
Friend and volunteer. She volunteered to be our friend, and we're really happy.
I'm still convinced that all the friends we have are just volunteers.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, they're pitiful.
This is their
we'll
community
just be their
service.
friend. Fine.
They just need it to put on their resume.
I have friends. Look.
No, I am so kind. I volunteered to be these person's friend. These poor, unfortunate, friendless people.
Oh, thank you. If that is why you're here, we appreciate it. Question number 15 from Sarah is favorite vacation attraction you've ever done, the most memorable.
Huh. Oh man. I first have to go through the vacations that I've been on. And I mean, the list is not long. That's not why this is difficult. But my memory sucks.
I'll go then. I have
Okay.
two. I have two that rank as my favorites. One is hiking with my best friend in Canada. We did a 9K run that morning in the freezing snow. We were in Calgary. That was an amazing run. And then the two of us just kind of went and hiked up this mountain, and we thought we hiked so far up this mountain. And then, because it was very misty and foggy that day.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day when we drove past that mountain, we realized we were just kind of on the trail that led to the trail that hiked up the mountain. Because if you've ever seen a picture of Calgary, the mountains are very, very, very large. They're the Canadian
not.
Rockies. You can't just hike up to the top of the mountain in a day. So, especially not non-professional. But that was fun. We hadn't seen each other for a few months, and it was good to catch up and hike in the snow and just kind of, it was just beautiful. So that's one of my favorites. My other, if I go attraction, walking into Galaxy's Edge for the first time and seeing the Millennium Falcon for the first time.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was it. And the Grand Canyon. Okay, I have three. Seeing the Grand Canyon for the first time. All of those. But that wasn't technically on a vacation. Nope, that works. Yeah, that was when I came here, so it was a vacation. The first time I came. Oh, geez.
For me, there are a couple of memorable things that come to mind. And I mean, one of my favorite places to go is definitely Disneyland. So that's cool. I don't remember the first time I went to Disneyland because I was 2. And I still feel bad for my parents who took a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old to Disneyland.
I don't understand that, but
so
I also don't have children.
That's why they're like not super big on Disneyland, because they're just like, it wasn't great.
Yeah.
It wasn't a great thing. But yeah, I love going to Disney. But then outside of that, I think the first time I visited New York City, it was me and my mom, and we are great travel buddies. And hey, Mom, we should go somewhere again. And yeah, it was really fun just exploring. We did, bike rides through Central Park, and
I would like to do that.
we went to the top of the Rock, like 30 Rock, Rockefeller Center.
See, I love New York, and I
Yeah.
want to go to there because I didn't do a lot of the touristy things
Yeah.
for reasons. But
Yeah.
I would like to go be a tourist.
It's really cool. And from someone who, I grew up in a small town. I've only ever lived in small towns. It was really cool to just experience a city like New York for the first time.
Yeah,
It's great.
it is fun. The first time I went to New York, I was mildly terrified.
Yeah.
Because I had grown up with the 70s and 80s movies where New York was, you step out of your apartment, you get shot. You're just like, it's a terrible,
You're
terrible
gonna get
place. You're
mugged.
going to get mugged. You're going to get
Yeah.
shot. There's
No one's going to do
buildings
anything
are
about
blowing
it.
up everywhere. The cops don't care, except for that one rugged cop. It's just like, that's what I grew up with. So I was like, I'm really scared to go to New York. And it was great. And I'm like, I love this city.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to stay there forever, but a nice 3 or 4 day weekend stay is nice.
Yeah. Also, Hawaii.
I want
Just-
to go to there.
Just being there and being out in nature is like my happy place. It's where I can feel the most peaceful, I guess.
Mhm.
And just, I lived on Maui for a couple of months, and it was only for a couple of months, but I still get homesick for it sometimes,
Aw.
because just it was a beautiful, beautiful island. And I would very much love to go back, especially after the fires, because I lived in that area I lived in Napili, and the fires happened in Lahaina, and we walked on Front Street that was completely destroyed by the fire.
Yeah, I remember when that happened. You
Yeah.
were like, "Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
I've been
like I
here."
know people there, and yeah, it was,
I saw
would
I
love
saw a
to go
picture
back.
that the tree's doing really well.
Yeah,
which
the
is
banyan tree is
recovering.
It survived. It is the
Is
oldest.
that kind
I
of
know.
it's emotional.
I
Sorry, I just got
know.
like tears in my eyes thinking about that tree.
Yeah.
And
that
I've
is
never been there. So.
The biggest, oldest, I think, question mark. That could be wrong. Banyan tree on the island, at least. Yeah, I would just love to go back.
It has its own Wikipedia page.
Of course it does.
It was planted April 24th, 1873.
Cool.
It's considered the largest banyan tree in the state and the country.
Okay, largest.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I was happy to know that it did not
It is
die.
also the oldest banyan tree in Hawaii.
Okay, so I was right on both counts.
Both
oldest
counts.
and
Oldest and
biggest.
largest.
All right.
Sweet. Okay,
Next question.
sorry. The next question is, we'll just go off on tangents.
Yeah.
I want to go to Hawaii. Next question is number 7, which is
7 is from Aubrey. Hello.
our little internet nieceling.
Our internet nieceling. Our internet nibbling.
Nibbling.
Aubrey asks, if you had to make up a kingdom, what would it be called and how would you run it? Well, Obs, listen, we've made up
Listen.
quite a few kingdoms.
Listen. This is what we do.
It's how we do. All right. I have to throw Stray Kids references in here.
Yep.
Make up a kingdom. What would it be called?
I got nothing right now. I am literally blanking. I'm just thinking of Mathitala, which is from our
Which
campaign,
we have already made
which
up.
we've already established. So my brain's like, just everything would be like that.
How would you run it? Here's the thing. I wouldn't.
I would hire
get people
someone to do it. I have people for that.
Yeah.
Gosh, this is a hard one.
What would you call it? All right. So we like to put thought into any names that we give a place or a person. So what, as a Jess and Hids run kingdom, what would we call it?
Wow. It would. Okay. So, wow, this is not an easy question to answer.
I know.
I have to say that when we name like in our books, when we have cities and stuff like that, we look up words in other languages, even like fantasy languages that may have meaning to that location.
Yeah.
Like in on Mathitala, the one city is called Speranta, which is a kind of a twist on the word for hope in, I think, Portuguese. I can't remember. I should have written that down somewhere. So yeah, I would have to think what I would want from the kingdom or the world to become, and build the name from that. So it would probably be something like hope or peace or like progress, but not like, progress at any cost type thing. But
yeah.
Yeah, this is a hard one. I was like,
hard
this will be
one.
easy. We do this all the time. Now I realize that we do this over like several weeks
A long time. Yeah.
or
Not just on
months.
the fly.
We just like on the fly go, just random city. I think it would be kind of.
Okay. So for me,
Yeah, you go.
For
I got
me,
nothing.
because I love the ocean, I'm picturing a seaside kingdom a la Little Mermaid. The castle is right there by the sea.
Mm-hmm.
And I think my kingdom would be a welcoming kingdom. I would encourage trade
Mm-hmm.
with other kingdoms. And that's the thing. Are there other kingdoms in this world?
Assume that there are.
Okay.
Let's assume that there are.
Yeah.
My kingdom, it's over there in the mountains. There we go.
Okay.
It's starting to grow.
So we've got trade established between our two kingdoms, my seaside kingdom and your mountain kingdom.
Okay, you send us. What do you send us?
Well, not fish because mermaids exist.
Okay, so we're not
I don't
eating
like
the
fish.
I don't like fish either.
No.
Some people might though. So fish and like
We control the ports.
control the port.
Well, they're
I don't-
right there. So
Yeah.
like we supervise them.
supervise. Okay,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
And so it's our job to kind of make sure that things that are coming in from overseas and travelers and fishermen and all of that have a safe place to dock
Mm-hmm.
to come into harbor, and we facilitate trade.
Okay.
And yep,
Okay, I like that. My city, we've decided my kingdom is in the mountains, and we like it there because not a lot of people visit.
people are not allowed.
No
So
people.
in my kingdom, people are welcome. All
No,
kinds of
people are welcome, but we are in the mountains, so not everybody cares for the mountains. But we are up there, and I think we have sheep, so we export wool, and
Do you
maybe
have
we
the Tchwengas cryptids?
yeah, we have tree talls
tree tall cryptids to protect
twink
your,
the Shanjays.
the Shanjay.
Yes, we most definitely have tree talls
Yes.
that help our shepherds take care of the sheep, and we probably do like some timber export, but in a very what is the word when you cut one tree down but you plant two?
I don't know.
Resourceful?
No.
No, I don't know. There's a word for that. Something.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
I can't remember. I can't remember the word. Sorry.
Responsible?
It's a very responsible, but there is another word where you're you're
I don't
you
know.
use
man.
a thing, but you're putting it back, so it's always there available.
Okay.
Oh, that's so annoying that I can't think of the word. I gotta.
My kingdom, since we're by the sea, we would be doing a lot of research about aquatic creatures and aquatic life, and teaming up with the mermaids to find out more about our underwater neighbors. And so the seas would be less of a mystery.
Okay, I like that because I'm in the mountains, far, far away from the sea, so it is a terrifying place for me in real life as well.
Still trying to think of a name, though.
Yeah. I would have to go
Name for my
find
kingdom.
I would have to go, that would take me a little bit of a Google search to come
Yeah.
up with a name that would fit in well with the mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we would have skiing. We'd have some really nice ski resorts, but they wouldn't be hoity toity. They wouldn't cost you billions. You didn't have to be a billionaire. Everyone would be welcome.
Oh, good.
I think in my kingdom, and I feel probably in yours, we would do, we would definitely work hard to prioritize people, of every level, kind, and
Yeah,
everything. It wouldn't be ugh, poor. Ugh,
there wouldn't
squish
really
them over there
be
in the corner.
that divide between
Yeah.
upper class and lower class.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
would be, we would strive to kind of have, obviously some people would probably have more money than others just
Yeah.
because, some people do that, but
Yeah.
I think if there were someone who fell on hard times or came there because they were, in a poor place in their other kingdom or whatever,
Yeah.
we would have infrastructure in place to help them kind of get on their feet and get back into a home and providing and, being able to take care of themselves. So yeah, I think we would try
Yeah,
to do
I
our
think
best
we would
there.
try to find ways for people to earn a comfortable living.
Yeah.
And
Outreach programs.
yeah.
Trying to remember that stupid word for it's right in the back of my head on for anyway. Let's sustainability.
See, I thought that, but you were like,
I was
it's
stuck
R
on
something.
There
R.
is
It's sustainability.
yeah. We would harvest trees sustainably. Oh gosh. Anyway, that was a really good question, Aubrey, and I might have further information for you later
Yeah.
because I'm curious now.
I'm picturing a map now. I want to draw a map of my coastal region.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm getting little snippets of our little city in the mountains.
Yeah.
I'm here for this. Oh, great. Now we're going to have a short story. Next question is number 31. This one is from Will. Hey, Will.
I will.
What remaining topics do you most want to pull? So this is a follow-up on podcast topics.
Yeah. I'm going to have to see what's
I gotta
on the
go
list.
look at the list because like we keep adding stuff to the list and we don't always remember what's on there, and then we pull it and we're like, oh
yeah.
Cool.
Stray Kids.
Stray Kids.
Stray Kids is a topic that was suggested by Steph that is on the list. And as
Mhm.
far as I know, has not been pulled yet. Unless that is your next topic. I don't know.
I will just go ahead and tell you that's not my list topic.
Okay.
Honestly, I like all of the projects, all of the
All of the
topics.
topics. Ooh, haunted movie sets is on there somewhere.
Yeah.
And that one will be fun.
Yeah. I don't,
I mean,
weird underwater horrors.
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 See,
Rural horrors.
My Kingdom is researching that, so they're no
Okay.
longer mystery.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
One we just recently added is the Backrooms.
Oh, the Backrooms theory
That one is kind of
or Backrooms game. What is it?
I don't know. It's
not
a Reddit
theory.
post.
Yeah.
It's a forum post that grew its own life and world and is really bizarre.
Yeah.
That one would be interesting. I like all of our topics,
I know.
but I like our alien topics.
The recurring cards are really fun.
The recurring cards are fun.
It's always exciting when we get to draw a recurring card. Like we both love cryptids, we both love mythology and folklore. I can go on and on about folklore.
Yeah.
And yeah.
We have a lot of recurring cards. Like we have, like you said, the cryptid, the alien, the folklore, travel,
Yeah.
urban legends, superstitions, which we haven't actually pulled that card yet, which is kind of fun. So that'd be fun.
Yeah. Manhandled history. We haven't pulled that one either.
No. So we have a lot of fun recurring stuff and those are fun because it's just this thing and then we can do
Then we
anything
can
under that
choose.
umbrella.
Yeah.
So, if I think if we pulled a specific topic,
Uh-huh.
or a specific cryptid and you're just like, I'm just not feeling
Not
it.
really feeling it. Yeah. We're
That's why we made those recurring cards instead of just being like, okay, now you have to go research the whole history of jackalopes.
yeah.
But you're like, I'm not really feeling jackalopes this week. But then like in a couple months, you may be like, I saw this thing about
gonna cover the
jackalopes and I
jackalope.
know everything about jackalopes because that's an ADHD brain. So
Yeah. Yeah. It's nice to have a little bit of our brain's input, I guess.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
just kind of go wherever we want to go. That does make it actually a little bit more challenging at times too when we draw recurring cards because that like we're starting with nothing. At least when we have a card with a topic on, we have a Google search.
yeah, we can start with a Google search.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I just saw this one and this one is a fascinating things banned by Oliver Cromwell.
Oh, you put that one
I
on
put
the
that
list.
one on because I randomly stumbled across the beginning of a list and I was like, oh, cool. 5 things. Oh, wait, there's more. The dude just banned everything. So I'm interested to look in and I think that can have some good conversation.
Yeah. That could also be your answer to question 29 because you put that on there. That was from my mom.
Oh, yeah.
A
Well, we
topic.
haven't got there yet.
I
So
know.
I might change my mind when we get to that question.
All right, next question.
Next question. Give me a number. Have we pulled that one yet? 16.
16 is from Sarah again. Hello, Sarah. Advice for choosing a snack at the store, but also not buying all the snacks. Oh, boy.
I can't because I said, you know what? Friday or Thursday night, we stopped after we made pies. We stopped at the store to get some road trip snacks.
Got over $100 worth of snacks. And
So
you left me one package of stuff. Thank you.
I brought a lot of it back
I
though.
know.
So there's
I'm kidding.
there's tons of stuff.
There's
in
also
there.
a bunch of fruit in the
So
fridge
I bought
that I
fruit.
haven't touched.
I bought salty snacks. I bought sweet snacks. I bought gummies. I bought crackers. I bought chocolate covered cashews. Yeah,
Oh, you did leave all the candy,
I did leave all the candy.
and I didn't eat that.
I want to go. We got some Shackalicious gummy.
Oh
Shacks
my
or
gosh!
something.
Yes, Shack has gummies. Apparently,
Shack has.
as
yeah.
in Shaquille O'Neal.
The man is diversified.
Yes. I have his cookbook over there.
I have no advice for choosing.
Let's see.
Well-
I will always go with chocolate.
Always.
I will always there should be a sweet and a salty. So I will go for my sweet. I will choose something chocolate. For my salty, it will be like chips. Whether or not I'm in a plain potato chip kind of mood or maybe a Doritos kind of mood, it just depends on where I'm at.
Yeah.
Or
mood.
Cheez-Its. I love
Cheez-Its.
Cheez-Its.
I have a box of Cheez-Its.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were good. Yeah, choosing snacks is really a mood thing, which is why we typically have a variety of snacks here.
And if you do happen to have the willpower to not buy all the snacks, just stick with the one sweet and one salty thing. Limit yourself in that way. That would be my advice, which is actually really good advice. And I know we said it would be bad advice. So the bad advice would just be to stuff it all
just
and
walk
buy all
down the
snacks.
aisle and go with what moves you.
Yeah. And if all the things move you, then buy all the things.
Yeah, that's terrible advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one salty, one sweet to get that balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you need to limit yourself.
Chocolate.
Salted caramel chocolate. You can't go wrong. It's
Yeah.
got salty and sweet and chocolate.
There you go.
There you go. And plain chips.
I want chocolate.
Salted caramel chocolate with plain chips is the
So good.
bomb.
Plain potato chip.
Okay, guess we're going to take a little break here.
Yeah.
And go.
We have all of those
we have
things,
all
right?
of those things.
Yeah.
Okay, that's our advice.
Okay. Next question.
Have we asked this one? Number 11.
Nope.
Okay.
It's from
Mo.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to take it?
Do you remember your first favorite book as a kid or teen?
Aw. I loved books when I was a kid. There's a kid's book called Ferdinand.
Aw, Ferdinand.
That I absolutely love, about a little bull who grew up to be big and strong, and everybody wanted him to be a bullfighter, but he just wanted to sit quietly and smell the flowers in the field. And one day, since he was the biggest and the strongest of all the bulls, he was chosen to go into the bullfighter ring. And all Ferdinand wanted to do, when he got into the ring, they were all trying to get him all riled up and angry. But he saw all the flowers and all the ladies' hairs.
Aww.
And he just wanted to sit quietly and smell the flowers. And so that's what he did. And the reason he got chosen to be in the bullfighter ring is because while the matadors came to choose a bull, Ferdinand accidentally sat on a bee. And so he was bucking and waving his horns around and going all crazy. And they were like, that one, that's the one. And then when he got to the arena, he just sat in the middle of the arena and smelled the flowers.
Aw.
And so they let him go.
Bullfighting is horrible and bad.
It is,
so
yes. And
just throwing that out there. But yes, but that is very sweet.
yeah.
Aw.
I love that book. It's very cool. Iconic artwork as well.
Okay, so I read everything and anything that I could get my hands on. My sisters taught me to read at a very young age. Before I started school, I was just reading everything. I was a weird child. I loved the Berenstain Bears.
Listen.
Bernstein.
The Berenstain Bears.
Yeah. That's how I know it. The Berenstain Bears.
Yeah.
So I love that. And I had a stack of those. And I
awesome.
read them literally front to back. There were a couple of them that I could read backwards, because I was a weird child. I'm sorry.
No, I read Ferdinand backwards. It was fun.
Okay, good. Yeah. Oh, yay. Thank you for admitting that, because I felt that I was a weird child for reading my books backwards.
I mean, I'm sure we were, but
yeah. I also I read Lord of the Rings at 8. And I love that book.
I would not have understood a single word.
I probably didn't understand the depth of it, but if we recall, it was a story that he told his children. That's where the book came from. So
yeah, but the language was very different.
Yeah. I don't know. I read it. I enjoyed it. I also read the book Ben-Hur at like 9 or 10 years old. and I love that. And Little Women. I read like these big, thick books because I would literally just read anything. Also didn't have, like, we had a TV, but it got like 2 channels, you know.
Yeah.
Like, so that wasn't like a thing. So I was either outside or I was reading. But yeah, I think those are the ones that stick out to me the most.
Yeah.
And probably in teen, the Anne Shirley books. I love the Anne Shirley books and James Herriot, the All Creatures Great and Small books, the country vet from Yorkshire. Yeah,
I haven't read any of
those are so good. You really should. I think you would enjoy them.
The
They're
only
well written
of the
and
books
well
that
told.
you have listed that I read was Lord of the Rings, and I tackled those at 15, and I was still just like, these are hard to get through.
They are, and they're descriptive and wordy. And I will admit that
I loved the story.
Possibly didn't read all of Legolas's songs that he sang in Elvish, and maybe not all of Aragorn's long songs.
Yeah.
I might have skipped those bits. I was never really, I mean, I got that little angsty teen, I'm going to write poetry for like 6 minutes, and that didn't last very long, and I quit. So I was never really into the poetry side of Lord of the Rings.
I do not like writing poetry.
Yeah,
so.
no.
Mm-mm.
So I will admit I skipped those bits. All I really remember is when after Boromir died, they both did Aragorn and Legolas did a long thing and talking about the different directions.
Uh-huh.
And Gimli said, "You have left me the east, and I will not speak of it, for it is a dark land." Something along those lines. So,
because east is where they were going.
East is where Mordor. Yeah.
Yep.
So. Anyway,
all right.
that was a good.
Cool.
That was a good one.
As a teen, because I only answered the kids' book one. I, like so many others, discovered Harry Potter when I was in middle school, and those were fun. And then early high school, I discovered a book series called Bloody Jack. I say I discovered it. My friend Melissa told me to read it. The Bloody Jack book series is about a pirate. It's about a girl who stows away onto a ship pretending to be a boy, a ship's boy.
Okay.
And later she becomes a pirate. And then, like, in the second book, they find out that, you know, who she is and try to send her off to like a ladies finishing school. And she's like, no, I'm leaving. And yeah, it's a whole series. And I haven't even finished the series. There's more books than, I think I read the first 4 or 5.
Oh, wow.
And I think there might be 8 or 9 now. I don't remember. But yeah, I loved those in high school. And it's like, it's YA. Those were great. And it fostered my love for pirates.
You said it's YA, and my brain went, it's YI, and then you changed your sentence, and I was like, it's YU what?
Oh, no, they're YA.
Yeah, YA.
Books.
It just like, my brain was like, what?
All right, next question.
Number 22.
22 is from Stephanie B. Do you this is a weird one. It's a thinker. Do you think it's harder knowing when you will die and not being able to change it, or not knowing when you will die but also not being able to take advantage of the time you have?
I think it's harder not knowing when you'll die, because as a person with anxiety, not knowing when something's going to happen is very stressful.
Well, I mean,
but if I know for sure, like, this is going to happen on this day at this time, I'm like, okay, I'm prepared.
yeah.
I know that's going to happen.
I think I
can deal
agree.
with that.
Like, if I knew when I would die, I would just go all out and do all the things that I've always wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
But not knowing, but not being able to do things.
Which is my
That
current
would
state
be
of life.
harder.
I don't like it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we are
But I mean, we can do things, but
currently
like,
we can do things. Yeah. But not all at once.
yeah.
If we had unlimited money, then definitely option 1.
Yeah. Because they would just be like, okay, I've got, 8 months and 4 days and 32 hours. I'm going to cram those 8 months, 4 days and 32 hours. It just occurred to me that 8 times 4 is 32. Sorry.
Well, you're also, a day is 24 hours and you're saying 4 days and 32 hours. That would be,
That That would be 5 days and 8
Whatever.
hours.
Yeah.
8 hours. Okay. I just pulled random numbers. However,
Yep.
if I knew that and I had like the ability to do all the things that I've wanted to do
Yeah.
in that time, I would do that.
Yeah.
And I would be like, okay, I've done as much as I possibly could do. And I have enjoyed the past 8 months, 5 days, 8 hours. And yeah. And, get a chance to talk to all the people that you would want to talk to and spend time with them and do things. So yeah, I think it would be harder not knowing and not being able to take advantage of that time left.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
Man. All right. Next
I love
question.
the in-depth, the in-depth questions that like make you think on two different levels. Cause like, that's like a kind of a really real life level. And then Ob's question was like fantasy life level.
Yeah.
And I'm still those are going to stick in my head for a while.
Yeah.
Sorry. I could feel that I've got like a cough and a sneeze happening.
It's funny that you're leaning as far away from your mic as you can, but you could just
I like where my mic is right now.
move the mic.
Question number 3.
Number 3. All right. Huh. You want to read it?
Yeah.
Because we're going back and forth. I don't know
Okay,
if you've
I don't
picked
know.
up on that.
No, I don't.
It's your turn to read.
This one is from Steph. Hey, Steph.
Hi, Steph.
Steph is one of our patrons that is helping us with our Minecraft realm. Whoop, whoop. When you write, is it mostly together or do you each work on certain sections?
Both. So it depends on what we're writing. If we have, if one of us has a very clear vision of a scene in mind, we will write it. But usually when there's dialogue in a scene, it'll be both of us because it helps us be able to write as if, we were in that dialogue.
The mindset of the
if there are
speaker.
2 people involved in this conversation, one of us will act as one, the other will act as the other. If there's multiple people, we'll just pick, okay, I am going to be writing as this person and this person and this person, and you can be,
Yeah.
And we usually, you have characters that you are more
That live in my head rent free.
Yeah, that more better than I do. And I have characters that I know better than you do. So it usually works out that like we know generally what all the characters would do in a certain situation, but as far as dialogue goes, it helps if both of us are in that together. You know?
Yeah. It's I have done I like the part where you if we have a specific scene in mind. Because sometimes we'll come in and be like, okay, while I was driving this scene, I'm going to go write it, and you write it, and then occasionally if the scene encompasses a character that Jess knows better,
Mm-hmm.
I might write their part in that scene and then put a little, edit this to, or tweak this to feel more, more personality. But it is a joint thing. And I think we do a lot together, we have our own.
Yeah.
But we always kind of collab with each other.
Yeah.
Like, I wrote this scene. Does it feel right for where we're at right now? Or maybe does it go somewhere else? Or is it just kind of a cool scene, but it's just kind of a thing that we know happened in the background that doesn't fit in the story? We have plenty of scenes like that influence what happens in later scenes that are in the story.
Uh-huh.
But maybe they didn't actually fit, or they made it feel kind of chunky or too much at the time.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, I think, collaborative.
Like we're each very involved in every part of the book. Like I know authors, we've heard authors who have co-written together talk about how like they'll divide it out by chapter, or like, okay, you take this chapter and I'll take this chapter. And then they go back and edit each other's chapters. So like they end up having a hand in all of it, but they're have rarely been times where we would write a huge chunk of something by ourselves without input from the other person.
Yep.
So
Yeah, it's
I think,
definitely collaborative.
yeah.
Even like our short stories sometimes tend to be a little more one of us than the other.
Yeah.
But we still
Like we always
come
get
together on
feedback
it.
from-
Yeah.
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 And tweaks and stuff.
Yeah. And I think the biggest thing for me is the dialogue, because I hate
Yeah.
to write like I'm talking to myself. like if I'm writing dialogue between 2 or 3 characters and I'm like, I'm just talking to myself here. This is all my brain,
Uh-huh.
you know, and I'm like, sometimes they'll all like, of course they're all going to agree. They're all in my head. They have to. And like, well, they don't have to, because they don't like that one, doesn't like that one. And they don't like that, you know, or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does help. And even if I do write those scenes, I'll be like, hey, go make sure that sounds normal, or, you know, it flows or whatever.
Like, oh, no, she would not say it
She
something like
absolutely
that.
would not. Yeah.
Or at least not in that way.
Yeah. So it is collaborative, fully collaborative.
Yeah. All right. Next question.
Next number is, I like this one. Number 24.
Number 24 is, Kat Sabino.
Hey,
Hi, Kat. Kat would like to humbly request the origin stories of our pets.
Huh. Okay.
Should we start with the oldest?
Yeah. And then, yeah.
Okay. So the oldest pet we have currently is Cake. She is my dog. And I got her because my sister had a yellow lab. And before they had a chance to get her fixed, a black lab jumped their fence, got her pregnant, and thus Cake was born.
Cake.
And I was actually there while Cake was being born. I helped her to be born because Cake's mom, I think she gave birth to 13 puppies that day.
Goodness.
And was
Labs
not
have big litters.
Labs have huge litters. And yeah, it was a tough time for the mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there were times where like she couldn't be as attentive as, you know, she needed to be. So I actually helped like clear the afterbirth, and I got my hands dirty and it was gross. But yeah, Cake was part of that litter. And at the time I lived with my grandma, who really didn't like the idea of having a dog, but my grandma is the nicest, kindest person. and I wore her down, and Cake wore her down. And
everybody loves Cake.
Yeah. And I chose Cake out of the litter. I originally planned, I knew I wanted a dog from this litter. And I was thinking I would get one of the yellow labs because I wanted a dog named Jake after Adventure Time. And Jake is yellow.
Yeah.
But Cake was just the sweetest little puppy. She was the darker of the chocolate labs. I think there were maybe 4 chocolates in that litter. And she was the darkest one. I'm talking about you. Yeah.
She's like,
and yeah, she was just super sweet. Even when she was like a little jelly bean of a puppy.
Aw.
She just had the sweetest little disposition. And I brought her to visit my grandma, and my grandma was immediately smitten. And I chose the name Cake because she's chocolate, and also because of the alternate universe sort of fan fiction that exists in
Fiona
Adventure
and
Time.
Cake?
Yeah.
I love it.
Cake is the name that, I mean, she's a cat and looks nothing like a chocolate lab. But yeah, I went with that name because I was in the Adventure Time mindset. And so I was like, yeah, Cake works perfectly.
She's so sweet.
Yeah. And my grandma just fell in love with her.
I mean, how can you not? I haven't met anyone yet who's like, ugh, this dog.
Yeah.
I mean,
except for maybe the neighbors.
Maybe, well. Okay, Shen and Anakin. You have to tell their story because you arranged that.
Yeah. Shen and Anakin. So I have a friend, Melissa, who randomly texted me, hey, dude. And she texted me pictures of these 2 adorable little long-haired black kittens. And she said, a friend of mine's cat had these kittens, and these are the last two of the litter. They haven't been able to find a home, and he's just going to take them to the shelter if nobody wants them. And I was like, oh, well, hang on.
Hold on. Hold on.
They were so freaking adorable.
So cute.
So cute. And this was, as far as their names go, this was a case of, like, we had names picked out. You were living with me at the time while your house was being finalized.
Yes.
And we decided to name them after a couple of our D&D characters who were twins, named Shen and Anakin. Shenanigan.
That actually became characters in a book
who are
to be
going
written.
to be characters in a book, yeah. They both chose their names.
Mm-hmm.
And in the case of Anakin, he chose his gender.
100%.
Because he is such a little boy cat. So, like, Anakin had female parts before, you know, they've since been fixed. So technically, you know, whatever. But yeah, Anakin just acts like such a little boy cat.
And everyone that meets Anakin is like, oh, the little boy cat. And we're like, yep.
Actually, yeah.
I mean, it's just go with it. It's easier. I cannot. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. And like Shen is just this little perfect princess of a cat.
Such a
she
princess.
always
Oh my
looks so beautiful. And
Anakin always looks like he just got licked by a cow.
Is just
I mean,
so
he's
scruffy.
just his hair's everywhere.
Yeah.
He's a mess. But yeah, Shen is a princess.
Yeah. So that's how Shen and Anakin came into the picture. And then you moved away, and you had your 3 dogs at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then you decided you wanted cats too. So you could take.
Well, I won't say I decided I wanted cats. I was just like
the cat distribution
system struck because it was November 28th. I just had to go look at my calendar.
Oh.
We were going to do pies to get ready for after we had done the whole Thanksgiving thing, and we were reopening and we were doing pies, and we got there, and it was a freezing cold night, and there were these 2 little kittens huddled by the back door of the cafe, and we were like, oh my gosh, there were kittens. And there are some feral cats that live out that area.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and they came running to us. Like, most of the cats just scatter when you go because they're just ferals.
Yeah.
You know?
Even when they're kittens, they learn at a very young age.
Yeah.
Don't mess with the humans.
Yeah. Just run away. And these 2 ran to us, and it was freezing cold. And I'm like, I can't.
We can't
like
just
leave them.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm just going to put them in this box.
They were also drinking up the dirty mop water from
that had spilled like on the back stoop of the place. Yeah. So we were like, oh gosh, don't drink that. We'll put you in this box. Like, we put them in the car while we made our pies, and took them home. And we took them home that night. And I realized, like, Tink has all these extra toes. She didn't have her name yet, but she also, they're also named after characters we played in a game, Tink and Stray. So they came to live with me out on my property, and spent the first year out there. I don't know. I forgot how long I was out there before I moved. It wasn't very long, actually. Yeah,
like a year and a half.
It wasn't even because I
don't remember.
They were here when they got spayed. So it was only like 6 or 7 months that we lived out there.
So you were already at your property for a while.
Yeah, I had been at my property for a little bit.
Okay.
And then everything fell apart, and I had to move in with you.
Yeah.
I had to sell that and move in here, which was great.
The next pair of kittens came along about a year later.
Mm-hmm. Mother's Day.
So less than a year later. No. Was it a year and a bit?
A year and a bit, because they're 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
That's like they're all like little stair steps.
Yeah.
In their ages.
All right. So Zirin and Kiersey were also strays that lived out behind the cafe.
Mm-hmm.
And Zirin was the first one that we got because we noticed while he was running around as a little kitten, we noticed that he wasn't reacting
He was
to
unafraid.
things in the same way that the other little kittens did. And we realized that he was deaf. He definitely would have died in the
Very
wild.
quickly, yeah.
He also, at that time, we kind of thought he was blind too, because it took him a while to react to things coming at him.
Mm-hmm.
His vision has since improved. I think
he is now like a vision hunter.
Yeah.
Like everything he sees all.
But as a kitten, we were pretty convinced that he was at least partially blind.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got him first. It was around Mother's Day. So we got him first. And then it was 2 days later that we went back and we got Kiersey. And once we had Zirin, we were like, well, he needs his litter mate. He needs one of his litter mates with him. Because he was just scared. And the other cats hadn't really warmed up to him yet. It's still they haven't really. Yeah.
They tolerate him now.
So we just decided, you know what? We have 5 cats already.
Nice,
why not just
number.
make it 6? And so we went back. We knew which cats. Oh,
I know, this is a little sad.
So Kiersey and Zirin did not actually come from the same litter. They had different mamas. And Kiersey, her mom, I think she was the only kitten
that her mom had.
Mom had. And her mom was the only of the stray cats that would let us pet her.
She was so sweet.
She was so sweet and so affectionate and would just come out for pets any chance she got. And shortly before we got Zirin even, this mama cat had gotten out into the road and been hit by a car. And Kiersey, the kitten, was being raised by her little aunt, Zirin's mom.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of co-parenting going on behind the cafe. It's very adorable.
It's a cat colony.
Yeah.
They're cute. Anyway, so that's why we decided that Kiersey was the one that we wanted, because we just loved her mom.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And she has so many of the same personality traits of her mom. And we're just so glad that we were able to, I had to dig through a pile of rusted shovels of all things. I had to dig through a pile of stuff to get to where she was hiding. And we got her, and she was very scared, but we put her with Zirin in their little crate that we had for them, and she just bonded with him immediately.
Yeah.
And they are super close.
Yeah.
They will groom each other and sleep with each other and just hang out and just love each other together. And it's just so sweet.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kiersey is so much like her mom.
She is.
Just some of the same little personality quirks and the way she wants to be pet, and the little meow meow meow.
I know.
She talks. She has the cutest little voice.
She's so cute.
Yeah, that's the origins of our pets.
Yeah. And those names also came from D&D characters, but not really characters that we played in a campaign. These were NPCs for the cryptid campaign that we ran. And Kiersey is a little torty cat. The name Kiersey means frost, because her namesake just really likes cold climates and snow. And Zirin, the name Zirin means storm, which is accurate to describe his personality.
He is a storm. He is a force of nature.
Pure white.
With
icy blue eyes.
Yeah. And he tears through the place unabated.
Yeah. All right. We should move on because
number 27.
Did I read the last question or did you?
I think I did.
Okay. Number 27. This question is from Rachel, Dark One. Hello.
Hello.
If you won the lottery, what would be the most geeky splurge you would do? All the cons. All the cosplay for all the cons.
All the cons, all the cosplay, all the
travel.
VIP passes.
Yes.
And I would do 100% the Lord of the Rings tour.
Oh,
that no longer happens in New Zealand. I would go and do it.
Yeah.
I would go to Hobbiton. That is a place that is there. I would go there. and I would go to all the sites where everything was filmed.
Yep.
But yes, all the cons.
Yeah. And just travel to all the
Mm-hmm.
geeky places. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to know what item, like a geeky splurge item I would get,
Oh man.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to go full on time machine like Sheldon did.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen that movie, but
Oh, it's good. We should watch it.
I mean, I could see myself getting into trying to acquire movie props, though,
Mm-hmm.
like kind of along the
So
same
if I've
lines.
won the lottery, I would also have a much bigger place to live in.
Yeah.
And yeah, I
fit
would
all of the
probably
geeky
have
things.
a geeky decor.
Yeah.
I don't have like one thing where I have always wanted this one item. I
Yeah.
don't have that.
I'm not much of a collector of anything, really.
Yeah. I either go full on collecting or I have to like get rid of everything.
Yeah. I guess I do collect novelty cookbooks. I have a lot of things, but that's just because I have a problem with getting rid of stuff.
Mhm.
I don't like collect anything. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think most of my geeky purchases would be travel to get to the geeky places. So
Yeah. That would be the thing. It would be travel related, geeky travel related.
Yeah. All right, next.
Okay, next. Oh, I didn't roll the number. Have we done 14?
Nope.
Okay.
That's you.
That's me. I gotta scroll up there. The best meal you've had. This one's also from Sarah.
Best meal I've had. Oh no. I'm not going to say this is definitively the best meal, but I've been craving it lately. There is a place in Rocky Point, Mexico, that we call the Chicken Shack. It's called El Pollo Lucas. And the way they marinate their chicken is amazing. They bring it out to you like that. You have like a big old plate of chicken and tortillas, warm tortillas, and then all the like stuff to build your own tacos pretty much.
Mm-hmm. We ate there.
Beans and rice
That was
and
very good.
like marinated onions and oh, so good. Yeah. That is one of my favorite meals for sure. So good. And like you cannot beat actual authentic tortillas from Mexico.
Mm-mm.
Like the stuff you get at the store, there's no comparison. Those are gross compared to authentic Mexican tortillas. So, yeah, that's going to be my real quick answer.
Real quick answer. Gosh, I don't know. I think
I also had some really good pancakes in Hawaii.
yeah, I don't know. Like, thinking quickly, like, I guess like memorable. I was in Chicago with my friend Jill. It was her first marathon. She was running with her uncle. Wow. And we went to Fogo de Chao.
Okay.
Fogo de Chao. It was a Brazilian steakhouse. And there was so much lovely, lovely meat. And it was delicious. And I had goat. And I really, really liked the goat. And the guy didn't want to tell me that it was goat. But he was like, da 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 cabra. And I was like, cabra, is that goat? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, like that's cool. I mean, I get it. He's like, some people don't like to know that it's goat. So I was like, okay. It was really, really good.
Sweet.
That was probably one of my most memorable meals. I'm gonna go with that.
Cool.
That time.
Yeah.
It was a good meal.
Yeah.
I would go back there. I probably would not eat enough to justify the expense of it though.
Yeah.
Next question is 21.
21 is from our Aussie friend, Kat M. again. If you had all the time in the world, would you prefer to read paper, copy of books, ebooks, or audiobooks?
This is a mood answer for me. I don't really do ebooks at all. I do physical books or audiobooks.
Yeah. If I had all the do I also have all the money in the world?
Yeah.
I'm assuming yes, because I don't have to work.
Right.
So I would want to.
I mean, it could be no, because you could be like in prison.
Oh, right.
Let's go with the good. Let's go with the positive one. Let's say we'll tie this to the lottery thing. We don't have to work. Yeah. We have plenty of time to do what we would like to do.
Okay. So if I if I like wanted to bake something or craft something or do something, I would audiobook 100%. But if I just wanted to sit and chill, then it would be paper. Yeah.
Yeah. Same. I like to just sit and read a book. But my problem is I like to sit and read a book and do nothing else until the book is done.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think if I have the time to sit and like find a cozy corner or, under a tree at the beach or something, just to sit and read that would be a physical. Kingdom? Yeah. It's your beach. I'll come down from the mountain and we'll sit on the beach and read books.
Okay.
Yeah. But if I'm doing stuff, like if I'm traveling or, crafting or, just doing things with my hands, I would do audiobooks.
Yeah.
I think I am on the side of if you read via audiobooks, you are reading.
Yeah, like I don't know why.
I don't know why there's a huge battle between all of that. I think, but I am not going to like shame anyone for anything. Read a book.
Oh yeah,
please read
Kindle.
Books. Like read all the books.
I mean, I have a ton of books in my Kindle. I'm not against ebooks. I prefer hefting a book. If I'm going to sit and read,
you want a book.
Want an actual book in my hand. Yeah, I don't know. It's just
just a preference.
Yeah,
read all the books.
It's my whimsy, I guess. Yeah,
it's so whimsical.
Next
question, number 5. We're coming back from Steph. Favorite clothing accessory item.
Thank you, Steph. I'm going to say my taco hat. Before your imaginations go all crazy, it's just like a baseball cap style hat, but it says tacos on it, and the O is a heart because I just really like tacos. But that's my go-to hat.
You do wear that one,
and it fits me perfectly. I have a very small head, so hats just don't work for me, unless they're like kid size hats, baseball style caps, I should say, because I could wear like beanies and stuff like that, and I do look good in hats, but that is.
I do look good.
I do look good.
You do. Hats. I mean, yeah, you have a head for hats.
I have a small head. I have a preemie head. But yeah, my taco hat is my go-to accessory.
I don't really accessorize much. I might do like some bracelets, like wrap or just simple bracelets or something. Yeah, I don't really accessorize.
But if you were to accessorize, what's your go-to?
Probably bracelets.
There you go.
Yeah, but not like I do the wrap bracelets. They're like leather and stone and stuff, so they're kind of more that like a natural vibe rather than like
blingy.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do bling. Don't really do bling.
Bling bling.
Bling bling. Yeah.
All right, next question.
Oh, sorry.
We're probably not going to get through all of these.
Oh, no, we can hurry up. We're going to hurry up. Have we done 22? I think we've done 22.
Nope. Yes, we have.
Yes. Okay. New number. Number 9. Number 9
is from Mo. When did the love of ravens begin?
You probably have a shorter answer than I do.
Ravens are cool.
Ravens are cool.
That's my answer.
I have always loved ravens.
Cool. Actually, no, I do have a more in-depth answer.
Okay. Go.
Again, it goes back to a kid's book that I had when I was a kid. It was talking about the indigenous story of the raven stealing the sun and bringing it to, I know it's up there on your bookshelf somewhere. Yeah. The raven stole the sun and brought it for the people. And the raven is a trickster god in, I think this is the Pacific Northwest region.
I think so.
Yeah. Sort of native culture in that area.
I'm not going to try to say which.
I don't remember the tribal name, and I apologize. But yeah, I had that book when I was a kid, and I loved it, and I loved the story of this little trickster god raven stealing the sun and flying around with it in his beak and bringing it to the people. So yeah, ravens are cool.
Ravens are cool. I have always loved ravens. I've always loved birds. The freedom of being able to fly and go wherever has always been like an allure of loving birds. And like my mom had parakeets and finches and stuff. And I love them, and I did always like wish that they could be free. I have always loved ravens, and I think there's a lot of symbolism of change attached to ravens.
Yeah.
And they I don't want to go real, that might be bonus content. That whole story, but yeah, I think they just became more and more prominent in my life as life went on. And North Carolina, where I lived, we would only get ravens kind of occasionally migratory. But the last few years I lived there, we actually had some that lived in the fence line, in the trees in the fence line, and they were there a lot.
Cool.
And that the rest is going to be bonus content, I think. Yeah, I think that's bonus content.
Yeah. All right. Next question.
Number 30.
Number 30 is a question from Will. Oh, it's your turn to read it.
No, go ahead. I'm still crossing off.
What has been your favorite podcast topic to cover so far? We sort of already
touched. Well, Louisa's was favorite episode to record.
Yeah.
Favorite topic.
Oh man. I had fun with a lot of them. I was giddy when I got the Yule Lads. That was really fun.
That was a fun one.
Pirates was also fun. Oh man. I really just like last week's episode was great. Oh, you know what? Mimic theory.
That was a good one. I'm looking at the list here, and I actually really liked researching the bougie through the eras.
Oh yeah.
I really liked researching that because it was kind of just fascinating how things that are so
they're so commonplace now
were the height of luxury, like mirrors and celery.
Stupid celery.
It was so ridiculous. But I also really liked the DB Cooper episode because he is just a fascinating character from history.
Yeah.
I think those two would probably be my favorite topics that I've researched.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot.
I mean, I also liked the bobtail squid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The punks. I loved when you did those.
Fun. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The night witches. I loved researching the night witches. Yeah. There's so many. I don't know if I could pick a favorite.
I don't know that I could pick a favorite. But I think if I forced to, I think the bougie and the Dan Cooper.
Sweet.
Those were good, fun topics for me to research.
Yeah.
And talk about.
Yeah.
Number 25.
Oh.
Okay. This is from Rob. Rob P. Because we have another Rob L. I would like to hear the audio version of a 5-paragraph essay on one of the following questions. Oh, you divided this into 26, but I'm okay.
Yeah, you could count it as both.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Or if you could trade lives with anyone for 6 months, who would you choose and why?
Well, since this is an either-or situation, I'm going to go with the second one.
Okay.
'Cause I don't want to go on for 5 paragraphs about how much wood a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
Yeah, that would be a lot of W's and
ups.
And upchucks. Okay.
Trade lives with anyone for 6 months. Who would you choose and why?
Oh, wow.
Anyone living currently? What are the parameters of this question?
I know.
We'll probably. Wait. I'm
message
assuming.
us, Rob. We'll wait. It's fine.
We'll.
No. Let's decide the parameters. Let's say living.
It would have to be living because you're swapping lives.
Yeah. That would be very confusing for a skeleton.
Yeah, unless we want to involve time travel.
Let's go living.
Okay.
Does
it have to be a person?
Know everyone.
Does it have to be a person?
Anyone use? Yes. Let's go with person. Because do you want to go?
Because I would totally love to be just a house cat.
I mean, yeah, that wouldn't.
And I think it would be
very
hilarious.
Pampered, well-loved house cat.
I think it would be hilarious if one of our house cats had to go do my job. for 6 months.
Tink could do it. She has thumbs.
Yeah.
She just looked up at me like, oh, she ran away. She's like, huh,
She might burn the world down.
She would burn the world down. Okay, let's
expect
say
me to do what?
I'm sorry, work. That's adorable. Okay, any living person. It's hard because I don't know all the living people.
Can I just say, like, if a living person that doesn't have to work and gets to do whatever they want? Are we like trust fund kid? There's a trust fund kid out there somewhere who is just living their best life, not doing anything. That's what I want.
Okay, I want to. Do we get the skills that person gets? That's my other thing. Or do we have to? Let's parameterize that.
It said trade lives, so probably. Huh. Okay, that does change.
Yeah,
6
that does
months
change
is also
things.
a very long time, and I don't think I would want to be a trust fund kid for 6 months.
If I could take some of the money with me when I go,
Yeah, that'd be great.
So if we get the skills that person has, I would like that guy who travels around to different countries and he speaks all their languages. He does like reels and videos and stuff, and he learns
cool.
languages. Like he doesn't like become like he becomes conversationally fluent in so many languages.
Yeah.
And he just travels to these different countries and speaks their language. And I would like, I don't want his life. I just want that ability.
Yeah.
I want the focus to learn different languages. Okay, let's bring this in. Let's say a relatively famous person. Let's bring it to that. And I'm just going to say relatively famous because fame is relative.
Okay. If skills come with it,
Mhm.
I'm going to be a stray kid.
Which one?
I don't know, because I want to meet all of them and
You just wanna be
hang
like
out
number 9.
with. Yeah, I want to be the ninth one. I want to be the ninth one. We'll pretend he never left. And
Illusion.
yeah, and or can I be like the stage hand for the stray kids?
I think they work harder than the
They
stray
probably
kids,
do.
man.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't know. I want the abilities to dance like them, though.
Right? Same.
Okay. So one of the stray kids. I'm gonna. Which one? Who would fit into my life? Which of
Oh
the
gosh.
stray kids? I think Lino.
Lino. Yeah,
Lino
he would
be like,
okay. Oh, I'm dry cleaning now? No. But okay, I will do that because I feel like any task you set before them, they would just be like, okay, I'm going to do this now.
Well,
Lino would be like, I'm not going to be happy about this.
Okay, no, I chose Lino because he would cause the most chaos to the people around me in my everyday life, I think. And
think?
that's what I would like.
I honestly feel like Han would cause the
Han
most
would also
chaos
cause
because he
chaos.
would be like, I don't know what I'm doing.
What's happening? Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
If I could trade lives with anyone for 6 months, who'd you choose?
I'll
Gosh.
say Han.
Okay. Man, I don't know. This is a hard one.
We've
I've
been
been
talking
thinking
about this for 10 minutes.
We've been talking about it for 10 minutes. I've been thinking about it and I don't know.
See, this is why I wanted animals to be part of the mix, because that would have been a quick answer for both of us.
Yeah. I'm blanking. I'm completely blanking.
Should we just
trying
skip?
I'll be nice and I'll trade with Changbin. That way Han and Changbin can hang out.
Oh, you're going to be a stray kid too?
I'll be a stray kid. And then Chan and Chan Han and Changbin can take over and create ultimate
that
chaos.
would be amazing.
That would be the ultimate
dry cleaning
chaos.
and pies.
Oh my gosh.
I hope they're ready.
Ooh. Yeah, I want to think on that one. You guys
But
are
also,
giving us thinkers.
They would get to run our Patreon for 6 months too. So
Dude.
there you go. Yeah. You're welcome, patrons.
You're welcome, patrons,
Yeah.
for that one. Number 17.
Number 17 is the last question from Sarah. What is something you've noticed in your writing that you consider your signature style? I have no idea. I don't know.
Yeah. all of our characters tend to be aware. And I think
Elaborate?
okay. I think they're aware and
Aware of what?
aware I'm getting the words. Hang on. Aware of other people, aware of like they're not my way. Well, barring one of the characters we've written in the Scare Whispers, they're not my way is the only way. They're aware of other people's thoughts, feelings, personalities. I do think like our characters tend to always ask permission of things, except for the bad characters. They don't because they're bad. I can't think of the. I don't want to say woke.
Considerate.
Considerate. They're polite. They're kind. They
not
are
all of them.
They're not all like. I mean, it's. I can't find the right word I'm looking for. There's a word I'm looking for, but they are like non-judgmental, except when they need to be.
I mean, I think,
I'm struggling here.
Well,
I'm
I
struggling.
think the reason you're struggling is because you're trying to blanket all of our characters under whatever you're trying to describe. So, like,
yeah,
main characters, the protagonists of our books,
Mhm.
they all tend to be, just looking around at people other than them. There is an analogy that my brother uses that your arrows can either all be pointing out or they can all be pointing in. And if you're someone whose arrows are always pointing in, you're always thinking of just yourself and not really considering anybody else. But if your arrows are pointing out, you're looking around, looking for people that need help, looking for, how your actions are affecting other people. You are very considerate of other people. And I think that is sort of like a running theme among our protagonists is they are the ones whose arrows are pointed out in a world of people whose arrows are pointed in.
I love that.
So, yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, there is, like, we obviously, that doesn't go for every character because
they're not, they all have their different
cozy
depths and their different levels. It's
that's a very cozy vibe, but not all of our characters have cozy vibes.
Yeah.
Some of them are very self-centered. And I think ultimately the goal is to have them be more arrows out.
Yeah,
mindset.
I love that analogy.
Yeah,
that's
a good
one. Yeah, I think that would probably. I mean, if we had to do a signature, we do have that. The arrows out would be the vibe.
Yeah.
Of but allowing for growth. I think our characters tend to grow and allow themselves to grow, and be influenced by what happens to them and not stay stuck in who they were at the start of the story.
Yeah. And I think as far as like overall style of writing, it's the classic good overcomes evil.
Mm-hmm. And kindness.
Yeah. Kindness above everything. And yeah. All right. Next question. We have been recording for an hour and 48 minutes.
Okay. This one's a quick one. Who's your favorite Disney character and why?
I will always default, speaking of my Oceanside Kingdom, to Ariel, because when I was a kid, I wanted to be a mermaid, and she was a mermaid, and she had a great voice, and the prince is handsome. So, yeah, I mean, I have had many, 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 many favorites over the years, like Baymax. I freaking love Baymax.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, but I will always default to my original favorite Disney princess, and that is Ariel. As an adult, it's funny thinking back on the story because she's 16 years old and she falls in love with this guy and goes and tells her dad about it, and he freaks out, and she's like, "But I love him, Daddy." And
I love him, Daddy.
Like, I would not. That's not. I don't know. I still just want to be a mermaid, but then like I've also seen the second movie where her daughter doesn't even know that her mom's a mermaid. And I love that version of Ariel too, the mom who's just trying to protect her daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I can see the character growth from the teen, angsty, I love him, to this mom who misses the sea and misses her home. And that's why. That's my long answer.
Cool. I have three. Loki, Clint Barton, and Han Solo.
Oh yeah, I forgot about.
They all get to be
they're all
and
Disney.
I think those choices speak for themselves.
Yeah.
Next question is from Steph. What is your ideal movie snack? We're going to hit some rapid fire ones here.
Popcorn.
Agreed. Popcorn.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with popcorn.
Nope.
Yeah. I mean, I love chocolate, but
Popcorn.
Extra butter.
Okay, we're agreed. Yes, extra butter, all the butter. Next question is Aubrey's second question. If you could have any kind of animal, mythical or real, as a pet, what would it be? Dragon.
Yeah, I think a dragon. I was gonna say unicorn, but I could also just get a horse.
You just get a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dragon.
Giraffe. Unicorn giraffe.
Uniraph.
Yeah.
Okay.
Girafficorn.
Girafficorn. Dragon. I'm going with the dragon. Question.
Dragon. Okay. Mythical creature. Give me a giraffe with a unicorn horn and wings.
A Girafficornicus?
A
Girafficornicus?
Dragonicornirath.
I guess.
I guess.
Oh, I was throwing in the Pegasus, but
Yeah.
dragon wing.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, Pegasus.
Dragoraphicornicus.
Yeah.
Dragoraphicornicus.
Dragoraphicornicus is my final answer.
Can you write that down for me?
Dragorapha.
Cornicus.
Hang on, let me get
Dragoraphicornicus.
Okay, next question.
Next question
try to
is
figure out
from
how to spell
Lori. Shout out to your mom.
Hi, Mom.
I want to know a topic you've each put in the deck that you're excited to talk about, and it will still be a surprise when you draw it, I promise. A topic I'm excited that I put in. Ooh, I have to go back to the early parts of the list.
Wait, is a kiss?
A kiss. Agus.
Agus, because Pegasus. So, Dragoraphicornicus.
Pegasus. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. A topic that I put on the list that I really want to talk about, Roswell.
Oh, yeah. I forgot you put that one on the list. Let me see. I'm bringing it back to haunted movie sets. I put that one on the list. It was one of the originals. We haven't gotten it yet. Oh, the Talking Mongoose.
Jeff. My name's Jeff.
My name's Jeff. Jeff the Talking Mongoose. I swear I heard it pronounced Geff at some point. But now I'm not sure. So that'll be something I look up. If I draw the topic.
If you draw it. If I draw it, I will also look it up.
Yeah.
You don't have Spotify, but question number 4 is top songs on Spotify right now.
Listen, I will
They're all
not break
Stray
up with
Kids.
Pandora because
Yeah.
yeah.
My top are I have Jeremy Renner, Jamie Bauer, and Stray Kids.
That would actually, well, no, not Jeremy Renner. I don't actually listen to him all that much because I can only handle him in small doses.
It's fine.
Oddly enough, his voice. Yeah.
Well,
He's
I
a great
understand.
singer, but yeah.
I understand. If
If we're going by my YouTube account, it's Stray Kids, Jamie Bauer, and Lindsey Sterling. Panic at the Disco. Also.
Panic. Oh yeah, Panic's
And
on
Fall
my
Out Boy. Yeah,
yeah.
it's
They're
just
on
that I
they're
have a
on my
mix.
top.
Yeah.
Question 32. This is going to be a tough one. What is the hardest thing you have ever done?
Oof. Done on purpose or gone through? Not on purpose. Experience?
Let's ever done. I would say like you made the choice to do this.
Okay, that's going to be a harder one to answer because I don't know.
Short answer. I left an emotionally abusive relationship and moved to a new state.
Yay for you.
That is my hardest thing I've ever done. That's the short answer. I could go into it more, but I will get emotional and I probably should talk to a therapist about it.
Hardest thing I ever, the hardest thing I have ever done. I didn't believe it would be hard at the time, but I took over a business from my sister. I officially took over this little boutique that she had started and been running for 3 years. I took it over in February of 2020, right before COVID and lockdown and all that. So I tried to keep a struggling business running through the pandemic and ultimately failed, which is why I work at a dry cleaner now. So yeah, it was the hardest thing that I've ever done, and I'm still not financially recovered from it. So yeah, if you want to donate to our Patreon.
Everyone, quick fire, sunrise or sunset?
Sunset. All the way. I'm never awake for sunrise.
Nope.
I've seen some beautiful sunrises, but sunsets are always more pretty out here.
Yeah, same. The sunrise out here is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, question 23. I am assuming you were both born in the U.S., correct?
Mm-hmm.
If you hadn't been born in the U.S., is there another country you would have enjoyed being raised in?
I don't know, because I've only traveled to 2 other countries.
England, I guess. Like, that's England or Sweden. Those are countries that I'm like, I've always liked, I'm an Anglophile. I've always liked British stuff. I've read a lot of British books, authors, TV shows. I get a lot of their odd humor.
Uh-huh.
So probably England.
Yeah. Canada seems pretty cool.
I do like Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably England. If I could, I don't know enough about other countries culturally.
Yeah. Maybe France. Italy. Wow. Let's be racist.
That's all popped in my head with France. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm just trying to think of like very scenically beautiful places. And yeah.
South Africa.
Ooh. Yeah. I know nothing of the.
I know nothing. I know the dark things of South African culture. I don't like that, but I think the location wise and the beauty of it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. New Zealand.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, let me get another.
Australia.
Australia's trying to kill you. It's very scary.
Yeah, I know. But if I had been raised there though, I'd be able to handle it.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, we just have a few questions left, and I'm just going to rapid fire them.
Okay.
Okay. From Mo, who's your favorite doctor?
From Doctor Who.
Doctor Who.
Tennant.
It's
rapid fire.
Rapid fire. Eccleston and Tennant are tied for me.
Cool.
What if the sky turns to fire and your nose falls off?
At the same time?
If it's happening?
It's probably good, because if the sky turned to fire, it would stink really bad, probably.
Probably.
So like...
And my nose would fall off because I got fried.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
Death would follow shortly after. And
yeah. My advice, run. I don't know where you'd go, because the sky is
There's a
fire,
whole Doctor Who
go
episode
underground.
where the sky turns to fire.
Build a city underground. Call it Mothitala.
There you go. Run fast. What is that? Run fast, pray hard, don't look back. That's from the Reign of Fire.
Oh.
terrible movie.
Oh my gosh, I haven't seen that in forever.
No, run fast, dig deep, don't look back. That's what it is.
Okay.
Run fast, dig deep, don't look back. Okay. What is one thing you're glad you said yes to because it's changed your whole life?
This.
Yeah.
Starting our Patreon.
Yeah.
Writing books together.
Yeah.
Doing the podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of those. If you had an army of ravens, what would be the first thing you'd do with them?
This question is from Rachel.
This is from Rachel.
Army of ravens. I would train them to go pick up shiny things, I guess. No, you know what? The first thing I would do with them is just walk around
with an army of ravens following me.
And see how many people I can freak out.
Yeah, I think that. Ravens are awesome birds, and I wouldn't want to do anything mean with them because they remember things. They remember things. They generationally remember. They have generational memory. So I would want to do fun things with them. I would want to, but yeah, find all the shinies.
Road trip.
Let's
road trip with the ravens.
Can the ravens pick me up and we all fly? If there's enough of them, could they fly me somewhere?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think I know there's probably like, you're going to do something dark because you have an army of ravens and they're considered dark things, but I don't find them dark. I find them
very intelligent,
hopeful and light, and
I would build
they're funny.
Huge puzzle wall
and
And watch them
like
solve it.
solve the puzzles.
Yeah.
I would do fun things.
Yeah.
We would go visit all the other ravens.
Yeah.
Okay, scrolling through. We only have 2 more questions. Well, what has been your favorite podcast topic? We've done that one. I forgot to know.
Yeah.
And the last one on our list, what was the best decision you have ever made?
Oh,
Getting out of that emotionally abusive relationship.
yeah.
It was hard, but it was good.
Yeah.
And I'm here to tell you, if you're in a poor relationship, you can
Get out.
Get out.
Yep.
You have the strength within you, even if you're
First
being
of
told
all,
constantly that you don't.
Talk to your friends. If you're
unsure,
if your relationship is toxic, if you think it's just you, talk to your friends. They'll know. They'll tell you.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
and there's support
Yep.
out there. You can do it. What was the best decision you ever made?
best decision I ever made is starting this Patreon and this podcast.
Saying, "Hey, Hiddles, move in with me to save money and let's do a podcast together."
Oh, you're losing your house. Bummer. Come live with me, please, so I can
this would be
afford
smart.
to pay utilities.
We can share. Yeah, that one's up there. It's
Yeah.
a good decision. I love the questions like these, and I hope everybody I hope we didn't drag on too long talking.
Yeah.
I think it's fun.
There are bits that I can go edit out, like bits of dead
space,
air.
yeah.
Yeah.
These are great, and I'm sure we'll do some more of these. So keep an eye on our Patreon, on our Facebook. If you're in our Discord,
We will put a call out for questions,
Yeah.
probably at the last minute.
At the
when we're
last
like,
minute,
hey, we don't have, we're
life
not
gets
ready.
in our way.
Yeah.
But these are fun. I like it because like I've known you for how many years now, but it's always fun to learn. You can't learn everything about a person. It's
Yeah.
always fun to learn.
I know.
Learn more stuff, learn new things about myself too. Like
Yeah.
some of these questions are really thinkers, and
I think, well, we don't have to draw cards.
no,
I think my warm embers is just going to be stuff like this. Like, I like
Yeah.
these.
hearing from our listeners is a
Yeah.
good thing. I enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I've had a really emotional week, so just being able to sit at home in a cozy chair in soft clothes with my little snuggie wrapped around me. Yes, I have a snuggie. Don't judge me.
Yeah.
You are only judging because you don't have one and you don't know the benefits and
Snuggies
how
are great.
comfortable they
I
are.
don't know if anybody's judging you.
I'm just saying, someone out there is going, ugh, snuggie. Get one. Get a snuggie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just having the moment to breathe and record this with my friend is a warm ember today.
Yay.
So
If you would like to suggest topics for us to talk about in future episodes, we could always use more. I think we actually do need more.
I mean,
Our
we have a
deck's getting
lot
pretty
still, but
thin.
we've gotten 30 episodes down. That is 60 topics,
Well,
right?
not all of those episodes were topic cards.
The 30, yeah.
No.
Oh no, we did have
because we
the
did
2
movie
movies.
episodes, and then we did the last Ask the Question one.
Okay, so
and
24-ish topics that we have covered so far.
yeah,
So yeah, give us some more. We do have recurring cards, but we would love some random topics that you would like to hear about.
Yep.
Do you have something that fascinates you that you want us to learn about?
yeah, we will totally dive into
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can send those to us via email at jessandhids@gmail.com.
If you would like to join our Patreon, you can find us at patreon.com/jessandhids.
You would like to do that. You would definitely like to do
I
that.
think you would. Yeah, you would definitely not regret it.
No.
That's for sure.
We have a lot of fun stuff we do.
Yeah.
Like our bonus episode that's going to be posted after this.
Yeah. We're going to stop now.
We're going to stop now. We're going to stop talking. We're going to say thank you for listening, and we'll talk at you next time.
next week.
Bye.